Long ago, in a quaint and peaceful village, there was a woman named Manoah. Manoah and her husband, who were deeply in love, wanted a child very much. However, despite their fervent prayers and hopes, she could not have any. One day, in a moment that would change their lives forever, a divine messenger from God appeared to Manoah. The messenger, glowing with a heavenly light, told her she would have a baby boy. "Your son will be very special," the messenger said with a voice full of warmth and assurance. "He will be a Nazirite, dedicated to God from birth." A Nazirite was a servant of God, someone who lived a life of special devotion and commitment. Nazirites had to follow special rules that set them apart from others. They could not cut their hair or drink wine, as these were symbols of their vow to God. Samson's uncut hair was the source of his great strength, a gift from God. God chose Samson to be very strong so he could help his people, the Israelites, in their time of need. He would fight the Philistines, who were their enemies, and protect his people from their oppression. Samson grew big and strong. One day Samson met a Philistine woman. He wanted to marry her. At the wedding feast, Samson asked a riddle. If the guests guessed the riddle, Samson would give them gifts. But if they couldn't guess, they would have to give Samson gifts. The guests tricked Samson's wife into telling them the answer. Samson was very angry. He went to a Philistine city and killed many men. The Philistines were mad at Samson and wanted to punish him. They went to Samson's wife and demanded to know the secret of his strength. They thought if they knew his secret, they could defeat him. Many times Samson's enemies tried to trick him. They were always scheming, always plotting, hoping to uncover the secret behind his incredible strength. They spied on him, eavesdropped on his conversations, and even sent spies to follow him around. But no matter what they did, they could never figure it out. Samson always outsmarted them. He was clever and quick-witted, always one step ahead of his enemies. Then, one day, Samson met a woman named Delilah. She was unlike anyone he had ever met before. Delilah was very beautiful and Samson fell in love with her almost instantly. He was captivated by her charm and beauty. But Delilah was a Philistine and her loyalties lay with her people. The Philistine rulers promised Delilah a fortune in gold if she could find out the secret of Samson's strength. They were desperate to defeat him. Delilah pretended to love Samson. She showered him with affection and sweet words, all the while hiding her true intentions. She begged him to tell her the secret of his amazing strength. Samson refused many times, knowing the danger of revealing it. He knew he should not trust her. His instincts told him to be wary, but his love for her clouded his judgment. But Delilah kept asking, and Samson got tired of her questions. She was relentless, never giving up. He made a terrible mistake. In a moment of weakness, he decided to trust her. He told Delilah his secret. "My hair has never been cut because I'm a Nazirite," he said. "If my hair is cut, I will lose my strength." And so, the fate of Samson was sealed by the very love he thought would protect him. As soon as Samson fell asleep, he was unaware of the danger that lurked nearby. Delilah, who had been bribed by the Philistines, stealthily cut off his hair, the source of his immense strength. When he woke up, he felt weak and disoriented. The Philistines, who had been waiting for this moment, quickly captured Samson. They cruelly blinded him and threw him into a dark, damp prison, where he was left to suffer. One day, the Philistines organized a grand celebration to honor their god, Dagon, and to mock their enemies. They brought Samson to the temple, intending to ridicule him in front of a large crowd. But Samson, despite his dire situation, turned to God in earnest prayer. He asked God to grant him the strength to avenge his blindness and to defeat his enemies one last time. Summoning all his remaining strength, Samson pushed against the temple pillars with all his might. The pillars gave way, and the entire temple came crashing down, killing everyone inside. Samson perished in the collapse, but in his final act, he also destroyed many of his enemies. Samson's life teaches us that if we disobey God's rules, we can get into serious trouble and face dire consequences. Even though Samson made many mistakes, he is remembered as a hero because he sought God's forgiveness and ultimately triumphed over his enemies in his final moments.